Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. First at 5, provincial police have announced a 6th person has died following a devastating crash in Mapleton Township that claimed the lives of 5 children less than 2 weeks ago. CTV's Heather Center. Heather, let's start with the 6th person who died. What do we know about him?
Ashley, police did not release his name yet, but we do know he was a 42-year-old Brampton man and that he died in hospital Friday from his injuries. The crash happened June 12th at the intersection of 4th Line and Wellington Road 12. 5 children from the Dirksen family, all from the Atwood area, were killed when the passenger van they were traveling in collided with an SUV. 5 other people in the van, including an infant, were injured. A funeral was held on Saturday where family, friends, and members of the community gathered to remember Peter, Helena, Sarah, Maggie, and Susie Dirksen at a service in Wallenstein. We don't exactly know what happened to cause the crash. Police continue to investigate and are asking anyone with information or dashcam footage to come forward. Ashley.
CTV's Heather Center reporting live for us tonight. Thank you, Heather. Turning now to some developing news out of Montreal. A police officer, a civilian, and a suspect are all dead after a shooting incident. A second police officer is seriously hurt. A witness who spoke to CTV News describes the scene.
And it was about like 10 or 12 what we now know as shots in a row. And then about 10 minutes went by of quiet, but in that time we saw the park completely empty out, parents and kids running with panic. At that point, I went down to the grocery store that's connected to the building to get some groceries. And when I got off the elevator, there was complete chaos.
In an online post, Montreal police wrote, "It is with immense sadness that we confirm the death of one of our police officers." Online videos showed armed police officers surrounding the door of a Greystone grocery store, before smashing through the front glass. An emergency alert went out just after midday, warning of an armed and dangerous suspect. We'll have the latest coming up at 6. The full cost of a better tent city is now in focus for regional councillors. A report coming to council on Wednesday anticipates an annual operating cost of around $6 million. Last month, the board of the community, led by Tiny Home Community, said it was in desperate need for help or would be forced to close. The region is considering taking over with the working center running the site. One of the program's co-founder and on-site coordinator says she is worried how the place will change with more strict regulations.
That's what makes it work, and that's what makes it work for so long, because we're not government run. And we can help a lot of people. Not to say that the government is not helping, but their model is different.
The region report says the site would also need around $2.5 million for upkeep and repairs. CTV's Jeff Pickle will have the latest tonight at 6. Several members of the Prime Minister's cabinet are in Tokyo, joining a record number of Canadian executives on a trade mission. CTV's Judy Trin gives us a look at this Team Canada approach.
In the land of the rising sun, a Team Canada trade mission is attracting 175 Canadian companies to Tokyo, all eager to expand into the Japanese market. Helping to pave the way, Industry Minister Melanie Joly, Defense Minister David McGuinty, and Meninder Sidhu, the minister responsible for international trade.
But real opportunities in energy, in critical minerals, in defense, in artificial intelligence. So there's a complementary nature to our relationship.
Japan is the 3rd largest investor in Canada. There was more than $35 billion of goods traded between the two nations last year. But Mark Carney's embrace of China, Japan's biggest regional competitor, is clouding the outlook. In particular, the decision to remove nearly all tariffs on Chinese electric vehicles in exchange for the lowering of Chinese tariffs on canola and seafood. Once the deal expires at the end of the year, there's concern from some analysts China will demand more access for EVs and other goods at the expense of Japan.
It is a trusted partner. It is a G7 member. It is a fellow democracy with whom we have important strategic relationship. And we cannot jeopardize that relationship because we're trying to pursue diversification with China, a partner that has consistently shown itself to be unreliable, to use coercion against us and other democracies.
Over the next few days, Ministers Jolie and Sadu will meet with government officials and stakeholders at Toyota and Honda to discuss their concerns, while Minister McGuinty will pitch how Canadian technology can help keep Japan safe. Judy Trin, CTV News.
Okay, well, it's time for our first look on weather, and it was a bit of a cooler, wet start this morning for our first official full day of summer, but you know what? It shaped up to be a beautiful afternoon out there. Definitely able to lose a rain jacket layer by this afternoon. Let's take a look outside, or rather, let's take a look at our radar bar first. You can see that system that brought with it all that rain moving further north and east of us now. We are going to continue to see skies clearing over the next few hours through the overnight and into your Tuesday. It's shaping up to be a nice Tuesday ahead. Right now in Waterloo region, 20 degrees out there, a very light easterly wind at 6 kilometers an hour. And as we take a look at what's happening around the region, pretty standard across the board. Low 20s for most of southwestern Ontario. Very consistent, very on cue for this time of year. So it will continue to be very similar through tomorrow and into the rest of the week. I'll have those details with your full forecast coming up a little later in the show. Let's take a look now outside at Galt. You can see there it is looking beautiful. That sun is trying to peek through, and lots of people out and about. It will be a nice night to get out and enjoy from a little walk, maybe hit up a patio for dinner, and definitely enjoy. It's gonna be a beautiful evening out there. Okay, as we head into our first break, here's what you need to know. Grab your lawn chair. It's Monday Music Night with the Kitchener Musical Society Band. They'll take stage at 7 until 8 at Weber Park, and it's free to attend. Stay with us.
Download the CTV News app and stay on top of local stories as they unfold.
We go to a dramatic scene unfolding.
Customize your feed and watch live wherever you are. ctvkitchener.ca, your home for news.
A new documentary is exploring the lives of Canadians living with Down syndrome. As CTV's Jeremy Sharon reports, the film is aiming to educate people about the wide range of experiences of people living with the condition.
In this small Windsor restaurant, Ghanaian cuisine and culture is on full display. From savory pies to sweet treats, it's a family affair, and Jasmine Ankama is at the center of it all.
Your sister is here sometimes. That's right. That she doesn't want anybody doing her job. It's her job. I go, we're a team. We're a team. We gotta help each other. Like, we're a team. Like, yeah, no, she really enjoys her job.
24-year-old Jazzy lives with Down syndrome and does not let that slow her down.
She likes to do things herself. She doesn't want help, you know, and she'll tell you right away, I'll do it myself. And she'll keep trying until she gets it. And that's what we do, because, like, I'm going, okay, no special treatment here. Yeah, we're a big family, work full time. So we've always encouraged her to do things by herself. Who do you work with?
Tessa, DJ, Mom.
Independence and inclusion is what Jazzy has always pushed for, and it's the message she's looking to share in a new documentary. Unified Voices follows Jazzy's story along with 5 other Canadians living with Down syndrome.
It's meant to maybe demystify any assumption that people might have that a diagnosis of Down syndrome plays out in life exactly the same way, right?
Filmmaker Moses Latiga Odida hopes to show that every person living with the genetic condition has their own story, shaped by culture, geography, race, language, and community.
To have a fairer view, to have a more realistic view of the complexity of a demographic of the population that they otherwise wouldn't, right? So it's an opportunity for education.
These individuals are part of their community. They have a rich life, and we wanted to showcase them.
A showcase on the big screen that here in Windsor has brought pride and joy.
It's beyond anything that we ever thought she was going to do.
And serves as an important reminder.
And all they need is love. And we all do. We all need love.
Jeremy Sherrill, CTV News.
When we think about our oral health, we often think about brushing our teeth, flossing our teeth, those types of things, but we don't always think about the connection oral health has to our overall health. Well, Dr. Mandeep Johal with Family Dental Center in Guelph is here to give us some advice and talk all about this. It's great to see you again.
Thank you so much for having me, and I'm so excited we're finally talking about this.
Yeah, so our oral health really is connected to our whole body. Can you explain?
Yeah, so generally a lot of the population thinks that the oral health is totally separate from the rest of the body, but science tells us otherwise. It is totally connected. The mouth is the gateway to the overall body, and everything from the bacteria in the mouth to the gum disease or inflamed gums to even the way we breathe at nighttime, there is a very direct and documented impact on our brain health, on our heart, on our immune system, and even our blood sugar.
Okay, can you kind of see these types of things when you are doing work inside someone's mouth? Can you see other things that could be going on with their body?
Oh, for sure. We see it more common in patients, for instance, if they have uncontrolled diabetes, their gums could be bleeding more, there could be more inflammation in there. This is also another reason we actually take blood pressure before doing any work, especially when you go for a cleaning. Taking blood pressure is very important because if you have uncontrolled gum disease, there is a higher risk of cardiovascular risk.
Okay.
It increases.
Very interesting. Something else that's interesting that you're doing at your clinic is a type of saliva testing. Can you explain how this works? Because I'm very curious about it.
Oh, okay, I'm really excited.
The tooth over here.
That's okay. Well, I'm really excited about this. Just so we're clear that it is not a diagnostic test, it's more like a wellness screening test. And the best way for me to describe this to you, besides it being super simple to take, is I'll get by example. So do you know that tooth decay is still one of the most prevalent chronic diseases in this world till today, and is one of the most preventable ones, right? So if you have a patient that's doing everything they possibly can, brushing twice a day, flossing twice a day, and low sugar diet, and they're still getting cavities, well, you do a test like this and you find out something like maybe they have a very low buffering capacity. And what does that mean? That means their system, their body, their oral cavity can't neutralize the acid every time after they have a meal. Well, light bulbs go off. You're like, wow, this is why this patient's getting cavities. They're doing everything else they possibly can, and now I can actually give them an actionable solution, which is maybe don't sip that black coffee. They're not even having milk or sugar in it. Don't sip it for 2 hours because it's very acidic. That individual in particular can't. Or have sugar-free gum with xylitol that will increase the pH and help with the neutralizing of the acid.
Right, so you can kind of personalize their own plan that's going to help with their overall health.
Exactly, and that's the future of medicine in general, is more individualized plan and care for our patients and treatment.
Okay, let's talk about some things that people can be doing at home to keep their oral health up to date, and of course connecting to their overall health as well.
Yeah, exactly. So after the saliva test is done, we can create like a really individualized treatment plan for all our patients. But sometimes it's just really nice to give them like an easy system. So like Colgate Active Prevention products, they work really well in the sense like they've been really researched for oral health causing diseases that are the most common, like gum disease, gingivitis, plaque, and tartar. But then we can also give other things like mouth tape or even oral probiotics. They're really, really great. But just creating simple systems and simple things that you can do at home. I think that's what patients are really going to get real results, and also giving them something actionable and something exciting that they're really going to see amazing changes at home.
Keep brushing, keep flossing. I have to tell myself every day, keep flossing, just do it, and keep up with your oral health.
Exactly, and if you haven't already done so, make your appointment with your dentist for your next cleaning. And next time you go in for your cleaning, remember, you're not just getting your teeth cleaned, you're actually helping your whole body wellness.
Okay, Dr. Johal, thanks so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Great tips from Dr. Johal. All right, here's what you need to know. The Afro Vibe Festival is coming up from July 11th until the 18th. There will be events happening across the region in Kitchener, Waterloo, and Cambridge throughout. Head online to check out the full schedule. CTV News at 5 continues in 2 minutes. Welcome Welcome back. What a beautiful way to start summer. I hope you all had a beautiful weekend. And if you celebrate Father's Day, happy Father's Day to you all celebrating. It was an absolutely gorgeous Sunday. This morning, like I said earlier, a little bit wet and rainy, but things really turned around this afternoon and things are looking even better as we go into the evening hours. Let's take a look outside once again at Centennial Park in Cambridge. Check that out. Perfect for our run. Wow, he's doing the stairs. Good luck with that. It's going to be a good workout, but look at that sky. An absolutely beautiful sunny day out there to cap off the start of your summer Monday. Dan Lochner, our camera operator, bringing us this gorgeous shot. Okay, let's get into our weather because we do have a few things to talk about. We are going to see a little bit of activity in the later half of the week, but for the most part, we are going to get clear skies for the rest of your Tuesday and into Wednesday. But Wednesday afternoon, that's when we might see a little bit of a shakeup, a little bit of wet weather on its way through the evening hours. As we take a look at what's happening across the country right now, on the west coast is a very nice day. Vancouver sitting at 24 degrees, 23 and sunny in Prince George. And the other side of the Rockies, slightly cooler in Edmonton and Calgary, but at least that sun is shining. As we push through the prairie provinces, 22 in Winnipeg, 19 in Regina, a mix of sun and cloud for the most part, not too bad. As we move further east, closer to home, in our nation's capital of Ottawa, a mix of sun and cloud and 23 as well for Montreal and Quebec City, but seeing a little bit more cloud cover as we enter that region. And as we move east, we are looking at 8 degrees in St. John's with a mix of sun and cloud. Corner Brook, very nice 16 degrees in sunny conditions. Labrador City, 23 degrees and cloud cover. Here in Waterloo region, we're still sitting at 21 degrees. That's pretty much what we're seeing throughout most of southern Ontario at this hour. Now, overnight, things are going to dip down to around 10 degrees. We could see fog patches developing through the overnight hours. So if you are traveling, make sure you take your time if indeed that fog takes place. Tomorrow, we are looking at a very high UV index of 8 and a temperature of 21 degrees. So looks like it will be a really nice day to get out and about. And as a reminder, as we take a look at our almanac, 25 is our normal for this time of year, 13 our overnight low. So we are sitting just under, but not nearly record breaking. That was set back in 1992 at 2.6 degrees. So by comparison, 10 isn't so bad. And as we take our first at 5 Waterloo region forecast, not too bad. We are seeing a chance for showers on Wednesday and 25 degrees, a chance for a thunderstorm Thursday and 22, but really by the weekend, that's when things are looking more and more summer-like. 24 degrees is expected by Friday with a mix of sun and cloud to cap off the end of the week. Not too bad at all. So we are looking at a little bit of sunshine tomorrow. Make sure to keep a hat handy and those umbrellas close by for Wednesday. Okay, well, the 59th annual Kitchener-Waterloo Multicultural Festival took place at Victoria Park over the weekend. Take a look.
There's such a mix of bands and singers and dancers, so...
I'm Pakistani, and growing up in this region, I kind of felt that one of our biggest assets was our diversity and our kind of pluralistic aspect to certain things. And I feel like a festival like this is a huge example why.
I swear to you, I say this is the year of redemption of 2020. 2026 has been nice. It kind of made me feel like my brain just got defrosted and came to the real life right now. So a lot of excitement this year. Probably more than I have seen within this couple of years. This year has been the best multicultural festival ever.
And here's what you need to know. The Uptown Waterloo Jazz Festival is back this summer, taking over from July 17th until 19th. The event is free to attend, and you can find more info about who will be performing online. Stay with us.
KW's Bounce 99.5 has the music you just can't quit. Listen all summer for your chance to win. Turn the lights off, carry me home. With Bounce to your backyard.
Here are today's final 5 stories. Waterloo Regional Police are investigating a series of copper and telecommunications wire thefts at a Cambridge industrial property. Officers say the break-ins have been happening since March in the LG Lovell Industrial Park area. Surveillance video captured suspects entering a fenced compound, then making off with copper wire and scrap metal. Investigators believe at least 4 incidents are connected. Police say the suspects used bicycles and a wagon to haul some of the material away. In Saskatchewan, 2 RCMP officers are in hospital after being seriously wounded in a shooting. It happened just after 9:30 last night, which is about 50 kilometers northeast of Regina. Police were called to a report of an assault at a home. A gun was fired as officers arrived. The suspect was arrested. Another person was detained but cleared of any involvement. A new initiative at Brantford General Hospital is showing people that there is a life after suffering a stroke. March of Dimes is behind the Peer Connect program that brings in survivors to help recent stroke patients through the process. David Young had a stroke in April of last year and has since helped dozens of people overcome the physical and mental battle of recovery.
Originally, I felt like that was it. I thought my life was over. But of course, you know, with the help of other people and talking to someone and the family, but again, having someone away from the family really helped me the most. Having someone that has been through what I've been through, and now I'm hoping to do the same thing for someone else.
Karis Mapp will hear from one of the patients Young has been working with at 6. Canada's inflation rate saw a significant increase, rising 3.2%. Statistics Canada says that's up from 2.8% on the previous month. Rising gas prices created by global uncertainty around the war in the Middle East continues to drive inflation. However, when gas was removed from the calculation, the consumer price index still rose at a faster pace year over year in May, coming in at 2.2% increase compared to 2% in April. And finally, for us tonight, Toronto's newest convenience store is getting lots of attention despite being at an inconvenient location. This is Global Convenience, a floating pop-up art installation steps away from the Jack Layton Ferry Terminal. Complete with fully stocked shelves, flowers, and even an ice machine, the art piece was built for the World Cup. The shop will be floating in Lake Ontario until October. You would have to be pretty thirsty, I think, to go for a swim in there to catch a pop. All right, that is our time. Thank you for watching. We'll have more local news at 6, but first, here's CTV National News.